By late April 2026, Chelsea had reached a historic breaking point. 5 straight Premier League losses, all without scoring a single goal, marked the club's worst offensive drought since 1912. With the season spiraling, the board made a calculated gamble. Just days before a massive cup semi-final, they sacked Liam Rosenior. The solution was an internal promotion, Calum McFarlane. He was tasked with stabilizing the squad and preparing for a knockout match with virtually no time on the training pitch. This wasn't a soft landing. His first test was a high-tension knockout game against Leeds United, a club Chelsea has been at odds with for decades. This match would serve as a laboratory for the managerial bounce. It was a crucial chance to see if a sudden leadership change could actually reverse a psychological collapse in real time. The tension goes back to 1970. The FA Cup final that year was so notoriously physical, it cemented a rivalry that has remained intense for over 50 years. It was a clash of cultures that the press loved to highlight. The southern playboys of Chelsea versus the grit of the northern Leeds squad. The FA Cup format adds its own layer of stress. Unlike a league campaign where you can recover from a bad week, a single mistake here ends the tournament run immediately. Leeds entered the match with clear momentum, looking for their first final appearance since 1973, while Chelsea arrived at the lowest statistical point in their modern history. A loss for Chelsea wouldn't just mean exit from the cup, it would mean failing against their oldest rival at a time when the club's confidence was already at its lowest ebb. The setting was Wembley. Chelsea had to perform in front of 90,000 people, under a manager who had been in the job for less than a week. For a team that hadn't scored in 5 games, the challenge wasn't just physical. It was about whether they could actually remember how to execute a tactical plan. Midway through the first half, a shift in shape broke the deadlock. Chelsea's positioning pulled the Leeds defense out of alignment, creating a lane. Pedro Neto exploited that space, lofting a cross for Enzo Fernandez, who headed it home to end the drought. It was a single sequence, but for the first time in weeks, the squad showed the ability to coordinate a complex attack under heavy pressure. After the goal, Chelsea had to defend their lead, and for the first time in weeks, the players appeared united in their movement. Robert Sanchez was central to this defensive effort. He stepped up to deny Brendan Aronson and produced a crucial stop against Joe Rodon. Success in the FA Cup often comes down to managing the clock and the mental fatigue of VAR checks and injury stoppages. That focus was tested in the final minutes. Leeds pushed everyone forward for 8 minutes of stoppage time, forcing Chelsea to defend a constant series of crosses. By holding on for the 1-0 win, the squad demonstrated a level of defensive concentration that had been missing during their 5-game slide. When the final whistle blew, Chelsea had officially stopped the bleed. The losing streak was over, and Leeds was out. The win puts Chelsea in the 2026 FA Cup final, moving them within 1 game of their first domestic trophy since 2018. But the reward for beating Leeds is a meeting with the most consistent team in the country, Manchester City. This 1-0 result was a necessary step, but it raises a difficult question. Did McFarlane actually fix the structural issues, or was this just a short-term reaction to a new voice? We'll find out if this turnaround is sustainable when they face City in the final. Let us know in the comments if you think the managerial bounce can actually carry them to a trophy.